In the northeast of England, football is much more than a game of the people. It's a way of life. And there's nowhere that passion is more clear than the Wear-Tyne Derby. Sunderland and Newcastle, red and white and black and white, established billionaires, underdogs. Two cities, only 13 miles apart, yet divided by centuries of identity. Today I'm going to give you an insight on how much the derby means to the people of the North East and how much each club means to everyone. So, a lot of people might just think this rivalry comes straight from the hatred of football clubs, but to that I see you wrong. The start of the Tyne Wear rivalry, let's call it, started between a political rivalry between the two cities of Newcastle and Sunderland, and something that really gave it an edge to start the rivalry was the 1640s English Civil War. Newcastle backed the Royalists and the King, whereas Sunderland backed the Parliamentarians and Oliver Cromwell. Within this civil war, it led to major outbursts of violent conflict between the cities, and that's what a lot of people like to call the beginning of the Tyne Wear rivalry. But 239 years later, Sunderland AFC was formed, and just 13 years following that, Newcastle East End and Newcastle West End both merged to form Newcastle United as it's known today. The first game between the two clubs was recorded on the 25th of February 1893. Sunderland came out victorious 2-1 winners, and then just 15 years later, Sunderland AFC recorded the highest scoring Tyne Wear derby win ever. Sunderland managed to beat Newcastle a whopping 9-1. Sunderland also managed to score 8 goals in 28 minutes in the second half. But what makes all these old matches interesting is both cities, where people used to spend 10 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, down a coal pit, just so they could go and watch the footy at the end of the week. Now that is dedication. Now that I've spent enough time chatting about how the rivalry first began and some of the history of it, I want to give the fans of both Sunderland and Newcastle a chance to explain why they love their club and what tomorrow means for them.
I fucking hate the Mags as a punch horses, the sad little bastards, and that owners kill people for fun.
Being a Newcastle United fan means, like, they're my world. Like, they're everything to me. I've been supporting them all my life. My family have. Most of my friends are. From generation after generation, my whole entire family have been Geordies through and through.
I mean, like, everyone who's went goes for years, and it's just something. Sometimes you just want to support the club that you want to, and it's your local, and you get to go there all the time, and you get to have the season ticket, and you get to go, and the derby's a big game coming up, and it's rough. I mean, but it was still enjoyable. You know what I mean? But no, I've always been brought up with Sunderland. I've always loved them. I've been going to the matches for years.
Have I missed the Tyne Wear derby in the league over these past years? Absolutely. I think every Newcastle and Sunderland fan will agree that we have missed these games. This is just purely because it's a completely different fixture to any other two teams who are rivals, have pure hatred for each other, and I think the fact that we haven't played each other in the league for so many years is just what makes this first Tyne Wear derby in so long so special. We had pledges recently, 2 years ago in the FA Cup, but in the league it's just so much more different.
So how would I describe the derby to somebody who is not from the northeast or who is outside of the northeast of England? I would describe the derby between Sunderland and Newcastle as passionate, temper raging, anxiety levels are going through the roof. I've already mentioned that. And the history and the just the past behind it. Like, it's something that is learned about a lot, and more importantly, the atmosphere, home and away days, they are just electric.
When we got promoted and we're at Wembley and I was going mental and everyone was going mental, they went, oh, we've got Newcastle next season. That was the first things people said. And like, it was the Premier League. Oh, we're back in the Prem. The Derby's back. Oh, who's going to win?
A Derby win or a Derby lose, it sticks with you forever. Like, that is a memory that you can never get rid of.
Would I rather Newcastle beat Sunderland twice this season or us qualify for Europe at the end of the season? Now, given the fact we haven't played Sunderland in the league for so many years, last time was 2016, I'd say I'd rather us beat Sunderland twice in the league rather than qualify for Europe. Qualified for Champions League in 2023, now this season as well, 2025. But I would take one season out of Europe just to beat Sunderland twice this season and then go on the next season and then hopefully qualify for Europe next season.
I don't like Newcastle. I don't like anyone. I've got mates with Newcastle fans. I torture them. They torture me back. It's banter. I'm not saying this is competition, so sorry to ruin your fun. I'm going to keep quiet so I didn't get bit up the arse. But
if it was my personal opinion, I would say beat Sunderland twice, because twice Newcastle would have the bragging rights. Twice we would have 3 points in the bag. We can just work our way up to get a Europe.
And that's going to conclude Derby Day video. If you like this style of video, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you thought. It's my first time making a video like this, so I'll just try to experiment and do something that I thought would look good. If you liked it, let us know. If there's something you didn't like or something that I can improve, let us know. Any feedback is appreciated. My score prediction is 2-0 Sunderland. I think it's going to be a really interesting game, plenty of tackles and plenty of interesting moments. So if you go into the match, please take care, didn't cause too much bother, don't get too fucking drunk, and enjoy. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.
Right and ground up and on top.